All right. What's up? What's up, you guys? I will wait and see if anybody comes in. Today is going to be a kind of spare the moment live because I was not able to do a real talk moment um, this week. So yeah, I'm here. As you know, I went on I guess a mini vacation this week, and the goal was to enjoy myself, but y'all know I have to be around a pool, so I went swimming. So this live, I wanted to make it about swimming and the importance of learning how to swim. Um so I'm gonna see if any other people are coming in as I pull up some information for you guys. Let's see. I'm gonna give y'all some statistics. I love swimming. Y'all know I love swimming, but I need other people to get on board. Even if you don't love swimming, at least know how to swim, know how to save yourself in an emergency situation. I say this a lot, not all the time, but a lot. At one point, I was an emergency medical technician. I was a lifeguard. I was a lifeguard instructor, a CPR instructor. And unfortunately, being in that capacity, we had a lot of patrons or swimmers who lost their lives because they didn't know how to swim. So if you think that you're going to be going on vacation this year, this summer, you want to enjoy yourself, please make sure that you learn some tips about swimming. And that is what I'm going to try and teach you today, as well as just show you the seriousness of not knowing how to swim, like what that could cause. And we all know that the most important thing is losing your life or losing a loved one. For African Americans, let's see. So y'all know how I do with these particular lies. I like to have you kind of go down the road of research with me. Uh, let's see, where am I? Welcome, 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 y'all. Welcome. Please put in the comments. Oh, don't forget to hit the like, y'all. But please put in the comments and let me know how you're doing today. Um, all right, I'm going to share my screen. Let's see where you are. Swimming. Here we go. Okay, so we all know. If you don't know who this lovely young woman is, um, let me see. I believe her name is last name Manuel Simone Manuel. Um, and she's a really good swimmer. You know, top dog. Went to the Olympics. I think there's a few other women who are really good Olympic swimmers, but um we're going to break down the deep rooted history of swimming in the Black community and why it is very important for us to get on board. Um, okay, so this article is from Stonewall Performance, and the title is "Why Can't Black People Swim? Confronting Systematic Racism in Swimming." And listen, I was on the swim team. That's how I became associated with swimming. When I was in high school, I was introduced as a class at the school I went to because we had a pool. But probably one of very few schools in the city that had pools, especially being a predominantly African American school, student base. And not to mention, I was the only person from the school to join the swim team. Okay, so it says an often heard and constantly repeated racist stereotype that Black people can't swim, or more specifically, African American people can't swim, has been around for generations. The stereotype has been bolstered by the lack of representation of Black swimmers during the 4-year Olympics cycle, when swimming suddenly becomes relevant in American culture. According to the U.S. Swimming Foundation, 64% of African American children do not know how to swim, compared to 40% of Caucasian children. 79% of those children in families that earn less than $50,000 a year do not know how to swim. And we all know access to pools is very difficult. I have a membership through my insurance. If you don't have insurance or you can't afford insurance, then you wouldn't have access to the pool that I go to. We have city pools, but thanks to COVID, um, the city pools have been closed for years, for since the pandemic started, and I find that interesting because um, while the public pools that service the community of impoverished people were closed, the private pools were very much alive and well and open. Um, 76% of parents report that their children would be more interested in taking up swimming if they saw a talented swimmer that looked like them. Um, so far, we, I think it goes deeper than just seeing representation. It has to be, and it should be more than just representation. It has to be access. There has to be a way to provide um, swimmers or would-be swimmers to pools. City pools have to be open all year round. There needs to be indoor pools. There needs to be instructors. And I think, yes, when it comes to instructors, that part helps to have people who teach you to look like you, to understand perhaps how you learn, or to understand that there are different fears within the Black community of swimming, such as, um, you know, let's just call it for what it is: skin care and hair care. If your skin um gets ashy, do you have lotion? If you're going to be an instructor, can you provide lotion or some form of moisturizer to the skin, because it dries out your skin a lot? um Dryness of the hair or damage of the hair, because there are chemicals mixing with maybe pre-existing chemicals in the child's hair. And I think these are all factors that may prevent us from swimming, many of us from swimming. Growing up, I couldn't get my hair so-called did or done. I couldn't get it straightened. I couldn't get it curled. I had to wear what we call protective hairstyles, braids, my natural hair texture, and had to be okay with that, which opens up more more issues, or more conversations surrounding more issues. And that's being okay with your hair texture, being okay with what you have, as opposed to the pressures of society and what they think your hair should be and textures your hair should be. um yeah, and I think there are a lot of things that we need to deal with, a lot of things that we need to address in order to get people in the water, young brown people in the water, and learning how to swim. Let me finish this article a little bit. All right, here we go. The fortunate consequences to this is a correlation among communities with a higher number of non-swimmers, means a higher number of deaths by drowning. This is what I'm talking about. Um, The grim reality of this, according to the Center of Disease Control, between 1999 and 2010, the fatal unintentional drowning rate for African Americans was significantly higher when compared to Caucasians. I hate that we have to compare it. I don't like that idea. Oh, excuse me. I think we need to stop focusing on them versus us and more focus on us. The highest disparity is among children 5 to 18 years old, with drowning rates 5.5 times higher for Black children. So for every, I'm not going to get into that. Um, I'm not going to get into that. I think we need to truly focus on how to make us better rather than compare us to our downfalls to other races of people. One thing I noticed as a lifeguard, when we were giving our aquatic books from what we learned, our lifeguarding manuals, um, there was a lot of this comparison. And I think this gives a false narrative that that can't something can't be fixed, and I think that it can. I think we need to focus on figuring out how to fix it as opposed to um, focusing on the disparities within communities. Just instead of continuously talking about why we are lower or our death rates are higher, start fixing it instead of constantly making books and chapters about those disparities. Um, okay. So what's the deal? It says this article. Well, the issue is rooted in the systemic racial oppression that exists within our society. The social construct of race, solely based on skin color, has been a cornerstone to the structure of our society, built upon white supremacy and privilege to create socioeconomic and political advantages for white people at the expense of all other racial minorities. It is a structure so deeply ingrained within the foundation of our society that to undo will be costly, timely, and difficult, yet necessary. Since the end of the Civil War and the passage of the Emancipation Proclamation and the 13th Amendment of the United States, Black Americans have faced significant resistance to achieving true and full equality in all aspects of American society. This article goes on to give you the historical implications of the disparity in essentially consequence of lack of opportunities within the African American community and how that affects us as it pertains to having access to swimming in pools. So if you want to check out that, please go back to this article and read some more. Um, I I don't want to read the whole article because I truly want to try maybe in this I don't know, maybe in this live, because this live is going to be pretty short, kind of just go over a little bit of ways to prevent to increase and decrease in some cases as well. um so let's go down a little bit. Let's see if they mention those in here. Swimming while Black. Interesting. Excuse me, y'all. Online personal training available. Look at this. So here's what I'm into, and that is a resolution solution answer to the problem. It says that there are trainings that personal trainings that can be available called what is this, stonewallfitness.com. I guess they offer this. Train on your time. They offer many different things. Great, awesome. So this article leads to its, I guess, an advertisement of its own promotion, how you can get training. But I'm going to show you as well. Let me get out of here. Stop sharing. Um, but yeah, I'm gonna pull up an article of drowning. Child drowns. And for those who are watching who are not African American, please don't feel like um you are being pushed to the wayside, because that's not the intent of this live, or this channel. But as you can see, um, the rates of African American children, and adults, um, dying due to drowning is really high. But their children, of all nationalities are in danger. And I think, look, teaching your child to swim, no matter what your background is very important. So, child drowning. Let's see if we can pull up an art, some kind of, oops. Or video maybe. Let's see. That's It keeps changing my. And don't change it. All right. Drowning is the leading cause of death for children. Okay. All right. 5-year-old boy. Oh, this is unfortunate. Okay, I'm gonna see if I can share this article right here, from a news station, and we're gonna read that together. Hey, Big O, what's up? What's up? What's up, Big O? How are you? Oh, did you change your avatar? Ah, my goodness. All right, let me see. I'm gonna share my screen. Give me 1 second, y'all. Yeah, I definitely gotta make this video short now. Okay. Um, let's see. Okay. All right, so here we are. Tyler in critical condition after being pulled from pool in Phoenix. This is the fourth drowning incident in the last week. When was this? Let's see when this article was. This year. This is so unfortunate. This year, this month, y'all. So, yeah. A 2-year-old boy is in critical condition after being pulled from a backyard pool in South Phoenix Monday night. When the Phoenix Fire Department arrived at the home near 27th Avenue and Baseline Road, the family told fire crews the boy was underwater for about 2 minutes. Firefighters said the boy was breathing on his own when he was transported to the hospital. This is the fourth drowning call in the valley the past week. A 3-year-old child is in critical condition after he nearly drowned at home in Chandler on Saturday. On Friday, a 16-month-old boy died after being pulled from a backyard pool in Phoenix. The babysitter has been charged. Wow. In that case. So as you can see, this is very common, and it's extremely common in children, um, very young. If this child was 16, only a year old, a little bit over a year old. This one 3, the other one 5. So it fits into the statistics, about the age of which children are more susceptible of drowning. Ages 1 to 4. Look at this, you guys. Look. And so I think if you take the time out to learn how to swim, you can teach your children. I teach my children. I'm teaching my children right now. Y'all will see the video, on Davis Family Way, of my children swimming, me training them, teaching them. I trained my daughter before she uh, was on the swim team. I taught her how to swim. I taught her how to, get to safety, find a way to paddle her way to the edge or in a safe space. I'm teaching my boys now. If you can touch the bottom, bounce off the bottom to safety. If you can't, how to float, tread. Those are some of the most important things to saving your child's life, is knowing yourself how to teach them to save themselves, because you may not always be there. They may sneak into a backyard pool, they may sneak into a hotel pool. How can, the question is, can you teach them to save themselves? um okay. Oh, what happened? uh all right, let's see if we can watch a, like, a video. I don't know, I might get might get another, what you call it, but long as, I guess, don't watch the whole clip. Let's find another one, you guys. I'm gonna see if I can find a clip this time. So let's see. I want y'all to see like what it looks like. Okay, here we go. I think this is a clip that shows you. Okay. Share my screen. I mean, I have to figure out another way to do this because I hate keep sharing and unsharing my screen. Here we go. All right, here we go. Now take a look. It says in the, I don't know, some pool, swimming pool, nobody noticed that this 5-year-old is fighting for his life. And as you can see, there's an adult right there. There's an adult right there, you guys. But if you don't know how to recognize, that's why I just said that. Didn't I just say it? You have to be able to recognize that something is wrong. You can't just put your children in swim lessons alone. You can't just take your child to the swim team alone. You yourself have to also learn, because and when you learn, you can start to recognize when your child or another child around you is in distress. This is a clear sign of a child being in distress. These are the first signs: flailing, kicking, the attempt to tread, the attempt to stay afloat above water, bobbing up and down. These are all things that you learn as a lifeguard, as I learned as a lifeguard. But anybody should be able to learn as well. And I just turned the volume off. The man who walks by didn't even notice the poor child. He looked at the child, but he didn't know those warning signs. Several other people in the pool are moving over the boy, but no one seems to react to the child's reaction because they don't know the child is drowning. They just don't know. They don't know the signs. This sideways activity can be explained by the fact that not nearly a lifeless person always shows the most people are expecting what people are expecting. Excuse me. This phenomenon is so-called silent drowning. Look at this. Head just below the water. Look. A moment later, the man who just left returned and still isn't aware of the boy's situation. His face is still under the water, still trying to kick, still struggling. Mm. Oh, this is tragic. This is tragic to see. This is face still in the water. In some cases, silent drowning strikes against as soon as someone hits the water. There he is. Now I guess he's, almost lifeless, almost. There he goes right there. Due to lack of swimming skills, they panic and their airway will get compromised. Up there it goes. No movement. It took almost 5 minutes before someone noticed this boy's floating body. Look at that, floating right there. Luckily, a major disaster is prevented. In the end, this woman took the boy out of the water and called the emergency services. Here are some signs of silent drowning that people tend to miss. Gasping. Someone drowning can rarely call. Let me push pause on this so I can read it. Someone drowning can rarely call out for help. Psychologically, voluntarily, action is gone. The mind is focused entirely on clearing the airway. So you'll see, in for this particular case, and what they would call silent drowning, you'll see the child maybe moving the arms in the water in a circular motion. Um, in some cases, when you have active drowning, you see the child reach up in the air or attempt to reach up in the air. If they are already submerged, you'll see their arms sticking up. They'll be what we call lateral. They'll be straight up and down, trying to get to the top of the water. They'll be just, their head will be just below the surface of the water. You may see them how he was flat, but again, his face just below the water, body back right above the water, because he's trying to find a way to get his head up, but he just doesn't know how due to be panicking. Um, Let me keep going. Okay, speech, even shouting that could save a life, is no longer the brain's priority. So the only thing you're going to hear from them is the gasping, which is pretty quiet. So that you might hear them go, hup, 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 that noise. That is the noise you may or may not be able to hear. You will not hear them choking at all, because the water is, they're gulping the water, they're swallowing the water. They're trying, their body's trying to push out or expel the water from in their lung, their epiglottis area, um what we call, like, I think, the windpipe. All right, the person recognized that the child was drowning. Arms out of the sides. Someone drowning rarely waves his arms above the surface. The drowning response directs him to spread his arms out to the sides. There's another reason a drowning person can rarely call out. His nose and mouth aren't above the water long enough to expel air and water, inhale, and shout for help. We just talked about that as well. Um, let's see what this one. Once someone is drowning, he alternately raises above the surface and sinks below it quietly. With children who are non-swimmers, they skip this distress phase where they call out and splash. They'll go right into that bobbing, instinctive drowning response. Like I said before, you'll see them go up and down under the water. And because they haven't learned what I like to call bubbles, I say this to my children when I taught swim lessons. Blow bubbles. When you come up, take a deep breath in. And that is something you have to practice with your children. And again, in order to practice that, you have to know. So the child is trying, just out of instinct, trying to um, do those motions, trying to gasp for air when they come up, but they just don't know the second part, which is to expel the water, to blow the water out, and instead they inhale all the water in. Hey, Maybach, what's up? What's up? Okay. So I'm gonna pause it. What's up, Maybach? How are you? Are you still here? I'm just trying to, you know how I do. Everything I do is for educational purposes on this channel. What time am I? I'm at 30 minutes. So I'm gonna finish this clip. I'm gonna pull up some ways, some preventative measures, and then we're gonna close out. I just want to give you guys this information. I went swimming. I enjoyed myself. My kids enjoyed themselves, and I want all family members, families to enjoy themselves and not lose anyone as they go out and explore these hotels, these cruises, these I don't know, different environments where there is water. And that's why I also say you got to be a jack of all trades. Floating face down, call for help if you see someone floating face down for more than a few seconds. If he is unconscious, a lifeguard will try to administer CPR and revive him. And nothing will happen to you if you say lifeguard, lifeguard. Somebody's drowning and they're not really drowning. If they're playing that game where they hold their breath underwater, you will not get in trouble. In fact, the child doing it may or may not get in trouble depending on what pool you're in. um if there's no lifeguard uh present, like at hotels, call for another adult, call for the staff member who's there. I think this person is drowning. That's all you got to say. You will not get in trouble. You will not be penalized. You will not get kicked out for thinking that the person is drowning. So it's better safe than sorry. Also, if you're going to go to a pool, please go accompanied by someone else. You always have someone present. If Do not send your child to the pool area alone. Do not send your child to a pool area alone. And you may yourself may not know how to swim, so you don't go alone as well. We all know people like to drink and enjoy themselves, relax in the pool during the summer, or in vacation. And the last thing you want to do is to drown when it could have been prevented by just having someone present with you. Because when you go with someone, they're instinctively be checking on you. But when the child is there on their own, or the parent is, or friend is somewhere else, and the child is in the pool by themselves, that's when you have these situations, because there's no one to instinctively check on the person they came with. All right. Also, in this swimming pool in South Carolina, they have an issue. Oh, there we go. Right there. A child struggling. A lifeguard seen it right away. Awesome. Great job. Great job, lifeguard. And yes, I love that. I love that. That means he was actively scanning. These are very obvious signs of drowning, with the arms flailing. Her father and sister are right by her, but they don't even notice her. Great job, lifeguard. And that's how easy and quick it goes. That's how fast a child can go from um uh a, a active drowning victim to a submerged drowning victim. And once they get submerged, it's all about um putting it into whatever it is you believe that higher powers hands, hoping that the golden hour applies to swimmers as well, hoping that they get administered CPR right away. But we can prevent it from even getting to CPR. As long as we learn how to swim ourselves, we learn um, what how to recognize active and inactive drowning victims, passive drowning victims, what they call silent victims here in this case. Um, Silent drowning, recognizing when someone is in distress so that you don't get an active drowning situation. And part of that, most of that, is learning how to swim yourself, being accountable for you, and the children that you have in your life. Let's see. Let me see. I think I can like, no. I think I can make it here. Okay, perfect. Okay, that's how I'll do it. So it's still sharing. But I'm just gonna look for something else. Um, Ways to prevent. Just for those who don't think I know what I'm talking about, I'm gonna show you what others say because I like to prove things to people. I like for people to do research. Prevent drowning. You want to be proactive. Drowning prevention resources. Here we go. And then I'm going to share this with you. All right. Oh, that's pretty cool. Why are you taking so long to load, though? All right, let's scroll down. And I'm sure these are children, yep, who passed away. Look, 2000, born 2014, passed away 2016. 2 years of her life. She only got to live 2 years of her life. Ugh. Drowning is the leading cause of death in ages 1 to 4, and it can happen to anyone. Interestingly enough, based on this particular website, boys are more at risk. 80% of all drowning victims are boys. African American and Hispanic nationality account for more than 3%. Three times as many drownings. Nothing places. Okay. Look at this. Look at these are parents. Oh, this breaks my heart. These are parents showing pictures of their children. I'm getting emotional, y'all. I'm trying not to cry. Um, so how can you help? They tell you to donate, but I want to see where are they not going to show us the ways to always be vigilant. It's not like okay. Let me see if I click on. Nope, can't click on it. Help save a life, parents. All right, they're not going to tell us. They want us to buy something. That's all right. We'll still find stuff. We can still find stuff. Preventative. Here we go. Let's see what this is. Okay, water safety at home. When you think of places where kids are around water, you may think of recreational areas, but those home pools, as we saw in the video, I mean, not the video, the article I read about the children who passed away, home pools are probably the most dangerous. If it was a big story, I can't even remember what the woman's name is, but she, oh my goodness, and she did not go to jail. It was so unfortunate. The Casey Anthony, I think her name was. Her mama, she claimed that she drowned in the home pool, in the pool in the yard. And instead of calling 911, she she disposed of her child's lifeless body. The hard facts about drowning we have, but here are some top tips. Watch kids when they are in or around water without being distracted. Young children can drown in as little as 1 inch of water, so it's important to keep them within an arm's reach of an adult. Empty tubs, buckets, containers, and kids' pools immediately after use. Store them outside, down and out of children's reach. Close lids and doors. Keep toilet lids and doors to bathrooms and laundry rooms closed. Install fences around home pools. A pool fence should surround all sides of the pool and be at least 4 feet tall with self-closing and self-latching gates. Learn CPR, which is probably the most important, the biggest. Y'all, I'm not going to say I think I plan on getting my CPR instructor certification renewed just so I can teach CPR online as well. I mean, in person it's a little more difficult because then it becomes a job. But on I might do a online CPR to post as a video for parents. But there you have it. If you want to look up more ways, checklists, open water safety checklist. Look at this. They have videos how to fit a life jacket. So what site is this? Safekids.org. Go to safekids.org and you can get more information on how to protect your family, your children who are the most important, and yourself. You want to learn these things, these skills, and you want to learn swimming, most importantly, so that your children are the safest, so that you are at your safest around water. I hope that helped you all. I really enjoyed this live because this is my specialty. I was a lifeguard for many, many years, about a decade before I left. So I hope, this helps you all. Thank you so much. Please make sure you hit the like, subscribe to my channel, share this video with as many people as you possibly can, and hit the notification if you haven't already. And until our next live, I hope you enjoy yourself. Peace.